Science and religion share a common goal to provide a purpose to one's life. However, the philosophy of each is very different, and how this goal is reached is also different. And in the timeless debate between science and religion, I believe that science is the lesser of two evils. In the book Cat's Cradle, written by Kurt Vonnegut, this explores the relationship between science and religion from a neutral point. In this book, Bokonon and Felix Hoenikker are foil characters, designed as a physical embodiment of the pure, unconvoluted philosophies of religion and science respectively. In this quote said by John while explaining what Bokononism is, it states that life requires a purpose, some sort of meaning. The two purposes man has fabricated for himself has been in the form of science and religion. The purpose that religion provides man is that there is going to be salvation awaiting them in the afterlife. This is completely built on a foundation of lies. It states that this life is not important, and it provides happiness and hope. Science is a different concept entirely. The purpose that it provides us is that we must discover and create everything we can, that our thirst for innovation of any kind must never be quenched. Science provides us the harsh realities or the truths of life and forces us to accept them. This can also be related to the theme of fate versus free will. Religion is pertaining to fate, where science represents free will. In religion, it says that your purpose is set before you were born, and anything you do is done by fate. Someone wrote your destiny for you. In science, however, it forces you to forge your own path in the limited time you're given. This quote said by John says that his fictional religion of Bokononism was founded to ease the suffering of people through harmless lies that inspire hope. However, the fact that religion cannot modernize is a crucial reason why science is better. Religion is a 1,000-year-old book written in times of barbaric war, disease, poverty, and famine. To be an optimist then was a very difficult choice. This is why people needed hope and happiness in their lives, and thus created religion as a way of doing so. This can be proved in the way Christianity was born. When Jesus began to preach to people under Roman oppression and abuse, he gave them hope that salvation was awaiting them in the afterlife, and this life was miserable and nothing could be made to improve it. Given the context of that time, I would say that this wasn't that hard to believe. A consequence of convincing people that there is salvation awaiting them in the afterlife is that it forces people to lose faith in the present. As people modernized, religion did not. This gave people an excuse not to rectify their problems in this life, as they believed that it was pointless. If they had rectified their problem, their life would not have been miserable. This can be demonstrated in the modern world. There's a common trend where the most spiritual countries tend to be the most poverty-stricken. They have no hope in the present, thus find no reason to improve it. Science provides people with the truth, which motivates them to change the conditions in which they live in. All in all, as stated in the quote, when it became evident that no government or economic reform was going to make people less miserable, it implies that religion is what happens when science fails. It's a backup plan to provide happiness to the people. And this is what Bokonon was trying to achieve. These two quotes, although different, share a common underlying message, that a comforting lie cannot conceal a harsh truth. The first one states that lying is fundamental to have a completely happy life, until you realize that no lie can conceive the harsh truth of reality. This is what Bokonon and world religions are trying to achieve. The most depressed people are the ones who act like they're happy. This is the gateway out that the reality of social media provides us. It is appearance versus reality. Social media allows us to appear who we wish we were online. Our life is filled with constant longing for that life which we do not have the ambition to achieve for ourselves. This is why the social media generation is most depressed in history. The second quote directly states that maturity is knowing your limits, accepting the cold reality, and knowing that there's no easy way out. This represents science. It provides the cold truth, but it motivates you into changing it. And this quote also implies that believing in the lies to conceal reality that Bokononism or religion provides us is naive and childlike. An example would be in World War II. The German people did not want to believe that the economic ruin and devastation for Germany that was World War I was their fault. Came a man called Hitler who managed to indoctrinate the entire nation on the comforting lie that the blame should be placed on the Jews. Thus, he managed to persuade an entire nation to join his cynical party and start the bloodiest conflict. These two quotes represent the barbaric nature of religion itself. Because of the lack of free will within religion, people are not entitled to their own opinion, or can they question the one of God's. This means that everyone must study the indoctrination of religion in the fear that if they don't, salvation will not await for them.
created using Powtoon.